Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the podcast. And today, I'm going to go my review of AEW's Dynamite. Starting off tonight, we got Gabe Kidd. He comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. He calls out Darby Allin. Darby Allin comes out of nowhere. He attacks Gabe Kidd. Darby then hits a coffin drop to the outside, taking out Gabe Kidd. Darby then attacks Wheeler Yuta as well. Darby then attacks Yuta with a skateboard covered in tacks. After this, the Death Riders are here: Moxley, Marina Shafir, and Claudio Castagnoli. The lights go out. Hook is here, as well as the Ops. The Ops chase out the Death Riders. They attack the Death Riders. Darby then puts Gabe Kidd in a body bag attached to a truck and drives away. Some interesting stuff there between Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd. Moving on from that, we got our first official match of Dynamite last night. It was a TBS title matchup. It is Mercedes Moné defending the TBS title against Alex Windsor. The match itself, I thought, was a good match. Back and forth matchup between Windsor and Moné, with Windsor keeping the pace of the match. Moné hits a powerbomb on Windsor off the apron that looked absolutely brutal. Windsor then gets up, hits a blue thunder bomb in the middle of the ring on Moné for a near fall. Moné then applies a statement maker on Windsor, but the hold is broken. Windsor then hits a pop-up powerbomb on Moné. Windsor and Moné both exchange in the middle of the ring, with Windsor hitting a pump handle slam on Moné for a near fall. Moné then gets up, applies another statement maker on Windsor, but the hold is broken. But Moné ultimately hits a roll-up on Windsor, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match, and still TBS champion, is Mercedes Moné. After the match, Moné applies another statement maker on Windsor in the middle of the ring. And out of nowhere, Rio is here. Rio returns to AEW after being gone for quite some time. She ends up getting in the ring and attacking Mercedes Moné. Moving on from that, we have a Mark Briscoe segment. He comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. He talks about the history that he's had at the 2300 Arena, specifically with him and his brother, the Briscoe brothers, and what they've done in Philly. Mark says that he's focused on Kyle Fletcher and the TNT title. Briscoe then mocks Don Callis. Don Callis is here with the Don Callis family. Don says that Takeshita will challenge Mark Briscoe on this Saturday's Collision. And then Mark says that he wants a title fight right now. And then we get our impromptu matchup, if you will. It is Mark Briscoe taking on Lance Archer. The match itself, I thought, was an okay match at best. Back and forth matchup between Briscoe and Archer, with Archer keeping the pace of the match. Archer hits a chokeslam on Mark off the apron that looked absolutely brutal. Briscoe then hits a powerbomb on Archer for a near fall. Mark then hits a froggy bow off the top rope, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Mark Briscoe. Hats off to Mark Briscoe for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have an AEW Tag Team Championship matchup. It is Brody King and Bandito defending the AEW Tag Team titles against Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. The match itself was a good match. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with Brody King and Bandito keeping the pace of the match. Moxley then is here. He attacks Brody King with the referee being distracted. This allowed Claudio to hit a giant swing in the middle of the ring. Darby is here. Darby attacks Moxley. Bandito capitalizes on this by hitting a 21-plex on Wheeler Yuta. Pins for the 3. And your winners of the match, and still AEW Tag Team Champions, are Brody King and Bandito. Moving on from that, we have an Adam Copeland and Christian Cage segment. Adam Copeland comes out to the ring, but he's quickly attacked by FTR. Cage is here as well. Cage ends up attacking Dax Harwood. An all-out brawl takes place, and security comes out to separate Copeland and Christian as well as FTR. Pretty much setting up the storyline, if you will, for their matchup taking place at All Out, where it will be, in fact, Copeland and Christian Cage taking on FTR at All Out. And moving on from that, we go into the main event of AEW's Dynamite last night. It is the Young Bucks teaming up with Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander from the Don Callis family, taking on Jet Speed, Kenny Omega, and Adam Page. The match itself, I thought, was a good match. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with Jet Speed, Omega, and Page keeping the pace of the match. But Kyle Fletcher ultimately hits the finish, pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are the Young Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander. After the match, Don Callis' family attacks Jet Speed, Omega, and Page. Fletcher then hits a brainbuster on Omega off the apron through a table on the outside, and it looked absolutely brutal. A couple of things I want to talk about, man, when it pertains to Dynamite before I get out of here, and there's a lot to talk about. So I want to start with one thing that, if you guys haven't noticed or haven't learned yet, AEW finally is in, going to allow us to have these pay-per-views on HBO Max. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this and my thoughts on this after I found out the news yesterday. For one, I will go ahead and say that I was the one that was patiently waiting for AEW to finally have some kind of deal on the table between AEW and HBO Max as far as the pay-per-view calendar is concerned. Now, we finally got news about this yesterday where it was announced from AEW and Tony Khan himself on Twitter stating that All Out will be the first ever HBO Max pay-per-view presented to the fans. Now, what does this mean? This means that All Out and moving forward, AEW pay-per-views will be also on HBO Max. If you have HBO Max, or you might have to subscribe to HBO Max, but the pay-per-views will be on HBO Max. Now, for those people that have HBO Max, like myself and probably just like you guys, if not others that have HBO Max, some people are probably assuming that the discounted rate will be a decent price, or even some people out there assume that because they have HBO Max, that we're going to get the pay-per-views for free, already being a subscriber to HBO Max. Well, I can tell you guys right now, if you are subscribed to HBO Max, or you're going to sign up to HBO Max thinking that you're going to get this pay-per-view for free, or these AEW pay-per-views for free, that ain't happening. That's not going to happen. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're getting All Out as the first ever HBO Max pay-per-view presented to us. If you are a subscriber to HBO Max, or you decide to get HBO Max, the first pay-per-view will be All Out. Now, is it at a discounted rate? Yes. If you watch AEW's pay-per-views, whether it be on Prime Video or wherever you watch AEW pay-per-views, usually they're about $50 a pop. If you have HBO Max, they're at a discounted rate from $10 off from the $50. So basically, you're spending $39.99 with tax. You're roughly spending about $40 for AEW pay-per-views rather than $50. So you're technically saving $10 a pop for these AEW pay-per-views. Now, for me, I thought this was kind of a low blow, to be honest with you. To me, discounted rate, considering the fact that you're already paying for HBO Max subscription, and I pay yearly for HBO Max, I was considering maybe it'd be like $30 or $35 for a discounted rate. No, you're only getting $10 off for these pay-per-views, man. And a lot of people have stated, well, I mean, no offense, it'd be cheaper if I watch it over here or watch it over there, and that's fine. I by all means, go ahead. God bless. But to me, it really wasn't much of a discounted rate. Now, this is also ironic that this is happening considering the fact that WWE is their first PLE on ESPN is taking place September 20th, the same day as All Out. So, again, there's that little, internal battle here between WWE and AEW, and it's going to happen for the foreseeable future until AEW closes its doors. But I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. So All Out will be HBO Max's first pay-per-view this year. And for the foreseeable future, there will be pay-per-views on HBO Max, but the first one will be All Out, and that's taking place September 20th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, I also want to talk about that with you guys, too. For a lot of us, we all assumed that All Out and WrestlePalooza was going head-to-head. 8 o'clock time slot on Saturday, September 20th. That is no longer the case. AEW and Tony Khan decided to move the pay-per-view up. So now All Out, taking place at Scotiabank Arena, will take place at 3 p.m. Eastern, right before we get to WrestlePalooza. Tony Khan didn't want to go head-to-head with them at the 8 o'clock time slot, so he decided to move All Out up to 3 p.m. And honestly, as a content creator, it's a smart move. It's a great move because now you can watch both All Out and WrestlePalooza. And not for nothing, the way the card is stacking up for All Out, I think WrestlePalooza is going to blow the roof off the weekend as far as the wrestling weekend is concerned. I think WrestlePalooza is going to be insane. So it's a smart move business-wise for Tony Khan to move his pay-per-view from 8 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern, because what All Out will be going up against with WrestlePalooza, I mean, WrestlePalooza is probably going to be better than this past year's WrestleMania, to be honest. So, yeah, smart business move on them. I know he's, talking about, oh, well, we did an early start time for Forbidden Door, and it kind of worked out, so we're going to do the same thing for All Out. That's a bunch of bullshit. They know damn well they don't want to go head-to-head with WWE. They just don't want to. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, for those wondering, All Out will be 3 p.m. Eastern. Instead of 8, it will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, September 20th for All Out. The other thing I want to talk about, too, man, and this pertains to Dynamite. And I don't know how, this is going to sound like a broken record to y'all, man, and I do apologize, but you know me, I'm one of the realists. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat shit and say it was a good show when the shit sucked. AEW needs to hit the reset button, man. And for abundance of reasons, bro. And there's a laundry list of shit that I can talk to you guys about. You know, for example, if you guys look at what we did, or what AEW did at All In, you know, you're talking Wembley Stadium, almost 20,000 people. I think it was 19,000 people in total, or close to it, 19,000 people. So almost 20,000 people at Wembley Stadium for All In. Great. Awesome. And it was a great experience. The fans were great over in Wembley. After that, literally, the first Dynamite after that, we go to South Philly at the 2300 Arena in Philly that can currently hold maybe 900 people max. It's a huge cultural shock, man. And not only that, this is something where AEW is having a residency at the 2300 Arena up until, I think, early to mid-September with 900 people max. And that's if they're selling out. Because the entire bingo hall holds about 900 and some change to have these events. Now, I'm not sitting here knocking the 2300 Arena. It has a lot of, you know, history with pro wrestling. Specifically, it was the home of ECW, the company that was run by Paul Heyman in the, you know, early to mid 90s. So it has a lot of historic value when it pertains to professional wrestling, in my opinion. And you guys know how I feel about ECW. It changed the game. It changed the landscape of professional wrestling. But with that being said, that was then, this is now. AEW, bro, they just, for those people out there that are still waiting for AEW to restore the feeling, it ain't going to happen, bro. It's just not. What you see right now is what you get. And I have been at the forefront. I've told you guys that AEW, as of late, has a lot of resemblance to WCW 2000 and All Japan Pro Wrestling. Absolutely. You combine both of them, and that's what AEW is. Absolutely. And it's not going to change. People have been up in arms, myself included, bro, pissed that we're not getting storylines to get us invested in these matches, and it's slowly deteriorating with AEW, man. It just is. You know, and for those people out there saying, oh, AEW's doing so good, bro, honestly, they're not. If you're looking at the metrics right now, bro, ticket sales are down, pay-per-view buys are down, attendance is down, merchandise is down, like, TV ratings are down. Like, it's not a good look right now for AEW. It's not. It's not. It's right now, I don't even think they're even making a profit at this point, to be honest with you. And if they are, it's very little. You know, and I know eventually TV talks will happen. I don't know if HBO Max is going to, or Time Warner or Warner Media is going to give them the same money they got in their last TV deal. I mean, I wouldn't. They produced shit television for the past couple years, man. It's been awful. And last night was the definition of that. Last night was one of the worst episodes of Dynamite I've ever fucking seen. It was horrible, man. I mean, and the thing of it is, bro, we got about roughly, 2.5 weeks until we get to All Out, and All Out is shaping up to be a shit card. I'm going to be honest, man. It is. And yeah, they might not be competing with WWE at the same time slot, but they're going head-to-head with them on the same day. WrestlePalooza is going to blow them out of the water, man. I'm telling you guys right now. All Out, if AEW and Tony Khan is banking off the fact that they're going to be in Canada, and you're banking off the reunion of the tag team match between Edge and Christian, or Copeland and Christian Cage, you're going to have to do a lot more than that shit, bro. And the reason why I'm saying that, with all due respect to Copeland and Christian, we've already seen these guys teamed up at All In. This is their first tag match together in Canada for many, many years. But we've already seen them team up to go up against Kip Sabian and Killswitch at Forbidden Door. So, I mean, it's not like you're really, oh my God, it's the first time ever. No, they've already teamed up at Forbidden Door. It's already happened. It's already happened. So that whole nostalgia that they would have had there is gone. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're going to need more than just Edge and Christian, bro, to get, you know, people talking about AEW. Darby Allin and Jon Moxley, yeah, it's most likely going to happen at All Out. Probably Extreme Rules or some kind of crazy shit, because they're having an ECW event over here. They're bringing back an old ECW event. I want to do something hardcore for AEW. So it's probably going to be something with Darby Allin and Jon Moxley. Which, again, Moxley should have took some fucking time off after he lost the belt to Paige. I stand behind that. After all the shit we went through with Jon Moxley, with him holding that fucking title captive for like 6 months, bro, he should have took some fucking time off. The entire Death Rider crew, Claudio, Yuta, Shafir, Moxley. At least a month, bro. Something. Nope, you throw him right back into the swing of things. I mean, Christ, Moxley had a fucking title rematch I think it was, 2 weeks later after he lost the belt? Come on, man. You lost clean. You lost clean. And we're still getting this Death Rider shit. Now we got Gabe Kidd attacking Darby Allin, Darby attacking Gabe Kidd, and driving off in a fucking Dodge Ram with Gabe Kidd in a body bag, and they're driving away with the goddamn body bag in Philly. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like, really, what are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously. And then, here's the other thing, bro. We get to Alex Windsor and Mercedes Moné. I can tell you guys right now, Moné is not dropping that fucking title until she beats Jade Cargill's TBS title run and her record, which comes up, I believe, in October. She ain't dropping that belt, bro. I mean, Moné said herself that she wants to be the next Ultimo Dragon, which is fucking insane. She wants 10 titles. She wants 10 belts. And not for nothing, with all due respect to some of those other promotions, a lot of those titles, I don't even think they even mean shit. Nobody knows who these independent companies are. The only title that's relevant that I know of personally is obviously the TBS title and the CMML Women's Championship. Oh, those other titles, bro, I don't know. What, Rev Pro? Okay, we got Rev Pro. But there's rest of those companies, I don't know, this Discovery or whatever the hell it was, the other wrestling, I don't know who these fucking people are. Like, these titles might mean jack shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. And I don't know how really it's benefiting these other independent promotions when she ain't defending those fucking titles. She ain't putting nobody over. Just like in AEW, bro, she's putting nobody over. You bring in Alex Windsor, the best thing that they could have done was to build her up. You're not even doing that. You ultimately just did nothing with her. She lost to Moné. Moné ain't gonna fucking lose for nobody, bro. And not until she beats Jade Cargill's record. She's in business for herself, man. And now you bring back Rio, when we haven't seen Rio in, 14, 15 months? Oh, well over a fucking year. And then you bring her back, to put her in a feud with Mercedes Moné when she hasn't had a match in over a goddamn year. At least give her a match besides slotting her right into the TBS title matchup. I mean, come on. Where have you been, bro? Like, you've been gone for over a year. And never, you know what, Rio's back, let's give her a TBS title opportunity. And I'll tell you why, bro. Because there's nobody else for Moné to go up against. She's already squashed everybody. You see Toni Storm have a promo, if you will. A video package that was played on the Titantron last night during Dynamite. Pretty much stating an open challenge for all the wrestlers in the back to step their game up to challenge her for the AEW Women's World title. The reason why she's doing that is because there's nobody else to challenge her for that title. None, bro. They've run out of people to go have her go up against. There's nobody else. What, are you going to bring back Sheeta? Where's Nyla Rose? What, Britt Baker? You know what I mean? You have nobody else. You've already gone through half the division. Some people are even hinting around the fact there might be a rematch between Athena and Toni Storm. No. What, for Athena to walk in and lose? Again? You've already lost to Moné. You lost to Toni Storm already. Like, dude, no. It's making your title run mean shit with your holding that belt for Ring of Honor. It does it, like, honestly. And I don't want to see Athena versus Toni Storm. We already had that. This is why Tony Khan needs to contemplate bringing in other talent. If we're going to keep doing this shit, because it's getting stale, bro. Where's Dakota Kai? She's been a free agent since the 31st of July. Why are we not bringing her in? Where's Shayna Baszler? Now, you can say, oh, well, you're going to bring her in and slot her into a world title match? Why not? She can come in, beat the shit out of Toni Storm, leave a message to Toni Storm. Toni Storm says, you know what, the hell with it. You want to come in? I'll put the title on the line and we'll wrestle it all out. Or Dakota Kai, or Shayna Baszler, one of them. Come on, bro. Give me something. And honestly, for what it's worth, AEW needs to fucking do something if we're talking about the September 20th weekend. When they're going head-to-head the same day between WrestlePalooza and All Out. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, the way it's shaping up for WrestlePalooza, and if they're going to bring in AJ Lee to return to WWE, they already won. That's it. They locked in the weekend, and that's exactly where I think that's where they're heading. That's where they're going. They're going to bring AJ Lee in to team up with CM Punk to take on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza. There's also rumors and speculation of John Cena taking on Brock Lesnar. Whether you like the guy or not, it's going to be a big-time match. So you got Cena, Lesnar, Becky and Rollins taking on CM Punk and AJ Lee, possibly. You got, I believe, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. You got Io Sky versus Stephanie McMahon for the vacant Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, bro, what more do you want? It's already shaping up to be better than WrestleMania last year. All we got right now for All Out is what? Jon Moxley and Darby Allin and Edge and Christian taking on FTR. That's it. You're going to need more than that, bro. You're going to need more than that. Like, what's Paige going to do? Is Paige going to defend the title at All Out? Are we getting a program here between Kenny Omega and Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship? Is that where we're going? Not for nothing. I figured that Omega would try to go back after the International title or the Unified Championship after he lost to Okada. No. Where's Jack Perry? The Bucks were teasing this Jack Perry shit return on being the Elite. Where's Jack? They need to do something, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you guys, man. Like last night's Dynamite was so fucking bad. It really was. It was nauseating, man. There's no story, and this is the other thing too. Where in the fuck is Wardlow? Where's Wardlow at? I almost forgot about even talking about that. Where the hell is Wardlow? You had Wardlow return at Forbidden Door. He beats the shit out of Prince Nana, leaving Swerve helpless in the middle of the ring. Swerve's watching on as his friend Prince Nana is getting his ass beat in the middle of the ring. And we seemingly see Wardlow join the Don Callis family. Okay, interesting. Bro, it's been like 2 weeks since Forbidden Door. Where the fuck is Wardlow? You come back for that and then you ride off in the fucking sunset? Come on, bro. What are we doing? And the funny thing is that it's kind of ironic how we haven't seen Wardlow. Will Ospreay's out indefinitely. We don't know when that guy is going to return or if he returns. Swerve is out with a torn meniscus in his knee. He's out for 6 to 8 months. So where's that leave Wardlow? We haven't seen the fucking guy since Forbidden Door. Where's Wardlow at, bro? You bring this guy back, what, to put him back right back on the fucking shelf again? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I know Wardlow was off filming the American Gladiator show. They're bringing that back, and he's a part of that show. Camille is also a part of that show. Where the hell is Camille? Why are we not getting Toni Storm versus Camille for the AEW Women's Championship? Or Camille versus Mercedes Moné for the TBS title? How about that? If we're looking for suitable challengers for either the TBS title or the AEW Women's Championship. No, we're settling for Rio, who has been gone off television for well over a year, and we're automatically going to slot her into a TBS title matchup. Why? Because you got nobody else. You have nobody else. You're not building stars, man. For example, you had a diamond in the rough, bro, with Megan Bayne. She had the look. She was an indestructible force. She was built up to be undefeated. Where's Megan Bayne at? We have Megan Bayne teaming up with Penelope Ford. For what reason, we still don't know why these two women are teaming up for. We have no idea. We know that they're in a program with Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron. We know that. Which, again, I don't know why Statlander is teaming up with Harley Cameron. Don't know that shit either. We don't even know what happened between Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. They just rode off into sunset. That was it. No rebuttal at all. This company has no fucking logic. No reason why. Just here it is. We're going to serve this shit to you on a plate. Take it out. Take it as it is. No storyline. No reasons why. Nothing, bro. Nothing. It literally it makes you feel like you're an idiot. It honestly does, because it's like, where the fuck is this? Why is this happening? Where is this going? There's no logical booking. There's no storylines that are compelling enough to get us invested in this fucking product. Like I said with Wardlow, you bring this guy back. Where the fuck has Wardlow been? We saw the Don Callis family last night. Why did he walk out with the Don Callis family? Nothing. You brought this guy back for nothing. And then he's sitting on the shelf again. When we got All Out in about 2.5 weeks. Nothing. Here's another prime example, bro. If Mark Briscoe was looking for a fight last night, besides Lance Archer, why couldn't it be Wardlow to get Wardlow ready for maybe a predominant match at All Out? And he comes and he showcases what he can do in the ring by beating the shit out of Mark Briscoe. Which introduces pretty much Wardlow to the Don Callis family by having his first match under the Don Callis family umbrella. Nope, couldn't get that. We got to get Lance Archer. Well, let's give him Lance Archer, bro. Lance Archer ain't been doing shit. He's just been hanging around back and catering, chilling, ain't doing shit. We'll give him Lance Archer. And then you book a match for a collision between Briscoe and Takeshita. Why can we have Takeshita and Briscoe last night? Well, we got to save that shit for collision. Come on, bro. Like, honestly. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Honestly. You know what I mean? And with all due respect, yeah, I think the 2300 arena is great. But I feel like it's a fucking demotion when you go from 18,000 people to 19,000 people at Wembley Stadium to immensely downsizing to 960 people at the 2300 arena. We can't even sell out arenas. We can't even, like, even AEW can't even go back to selling out arenas, but we're going to, musical theaters and shit like that to have AEW Dynamite. And people still think, oh, we're doing good, we're doing great. No, bro, you're not. You're not. You're not. And I really genuinely think, I don't know who's telling Tony Khan this shit, or what fans are talking to him, bro, but my God, they're clueless. This show fucking sucks. It sucks. From top to bottom. And not for nothing, not having Will Ospreay, not having Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, we don't know what's going on with him. Supposedly he's been dealing with some kind of injury or whatever that he's been sustained for a while. We don't know. We don't even know if Kenny Omega was written off TV last night. We have no fucking idea. Without Swerve and Ospreay, it's not looking like a. I'm sorry. Those two guys make the show. Ospreay makes the show. Swerve makes the show. Why? Because Tony Khan doesn't know how to build younger talent. It's that simple, bro. There's still so many people that are still out in AEW. It's unreal. Jack Perry, Nyla Rose, Serena Deeb. I know she was wrestling on Ring of Honor lately, but she's not been on Dynamite. There's no Britt Baker, no Nyla Rose, no Sheeta. You know what I mean? Like, where the hell? No Camille. Where are these women at? Jack Perry's out. We just got the return of Killswitch after him being gone for so many months. Orange Cassidy's been out for quite some time. You know what I mean? Like, bro, unfortunately with this company, you kind of need all hands on deck because Tony Khan doesn't know how to build younger stars. He just doesn't. Look at Kevin Knight, bro. He came in as a singles competitor. Everybody's, oh man, this kid's got a lot of potential. Now he's teaming up with Speedball Mike Bailey and Jet Speed. And they just got their asses handed to him not too long ago by the Hurt Syndicate. In a tag team division that means jack shit in AEW right now, which is insane because at one time they had the best tag team division in the fucking world. Now they don't have shit. That tag team division's so fucking bad, I can't even tell you how bad that tag team division is right now. AEW, bro, I don't know. I think Tony Khan is so fucking delusional that he believes that what he's doing and how he's running the business is working. And it's not. It's not. And, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, bro. Look at the metrics. Look at the analytics. It's not working. It's not. The guy is literally crushing his company within inside. It's crumbling from within its own doors, bro. It is. Last night's Dynamite was one of the worst episodes of Dynamite I've ever seen in quite some time. And for some of us, they're like, oh man, I can't wait for them to hit the reset button. That shit ain't going to happen, bro. It's not. What you see is what you're going to get. And this is what the company's going to give you time and time again. And like I said, bro, come September 20th, man, they're going head-to-head with WWE. And WrestlePalooza looks absolutely stacked. Right now, for All Out, all we got is Edge and Christian teaming up against FTR and Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. You're going to need a little bit more than that to get fans excited about All Out. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And like I said, as far as like Tony Storm having that, that promo, asking the women's locker room to step up, bro, this would be a perfect time for a debut. Someone that will shock the wrestling world a little bit, or at least that women's division, to bring in and just destroy Tony Storm. Whether it's Camille returning, whether it's Shayna Baszler debuting, whether it's Dakota Kai, something to bring a little bit more excitement into the company. We need something, bro. You know what I mean? Or even, hell, you want to make an impact, bring in Karrion Kross. That's something that you can really get a lot of eyeballs on the company on the weekend of September 20th for All Out. Get people talking. Bring in Kross. That's going to shock the world. That's going to get AEW. Holy shit, I can't believe Kross showed up. Sure. But like I said, I don't even know if that will work, bro, because again, they bring in superstars and they don't do shit with them. Where the hell, like I said, where the hell is Wardlow? You bring him in Forbidden Door, the guy hasn't been around for, what, almost 2 years? And you bring him back for Forbidden Door, have him beat the shit out of Prince Nana. We have not seen Wardlow on Dynamite at all. At all. We've seen him at Forbidden Door beating the shit out of Prince Nana. That was it. Hasn't been on Dynamite. Since they've been at the 2300 Arena, he has not been on Dynamite. Where the hell is Wardlow? They need to do something, bro, because the shit ain't working. It's not working, and the ship is it's sinking slowly. And for those out there that say, "Oh, AEW is doing so great, bro," you ain't. There's no way you're watching Dynamite. There's no way. There's no way. The AEW desperately needs to hit the reset button, bro. I don't know when that's going to happen or what it's going to take for them to do it, but they need to do something, man, because right now it's becoming nauseating to watch. It's becoming stale, bro. It really is. And it's becoming one of those things where it's like, you know what? Maybe you can start seeing the writing on the wall and the fact that this company ain't going to last that long if they keep going the way they're going. In my honest opinion, bro, because there's nothing right now that is like, oh, man, I can't wait for the next 10 years of AEW, because right now it's just not there. Hell, the next 3 years of AEW ain't looking bright if we keep going the route that we're going right now with the current landscape of AEW Dynamite. It's not looking good for the future of AEW, in my opinion. But with that being said, this is my review of AEW's Dynamite. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. Be careful, and remember,